Hey everyone, welcome to Adventures in Everyday Cooking, where every day can be an adventure in your kitchen. My name is Heather, and today do I have a treat for you. So, I love German food. In fact, the couple times that I've been in Germany, my aunt and uncle who were stationed there for a while took me to a truck stop. I know, usually you don't have food at a truck stop, to have something called schnitzel. I'm sure everybody's heard of it, but oh my goodness, it was so good that I've always wanted to try my own. So fast forward to all of this COVID craziness, and I was down for a month, and I happened to be talking to my aunt on the phone, and somehow we got on the subject of German schnitzel, and my cousin jumping on a plane coming to help me make this video. And guess what? She's here! She's here! We're gonna make German schnitzel,
yes, I'm so
German
excited.
potato salad, and the sauce
Is a jaeger sauce. It translates to hunter sauce.
So, are you excited for this adventure? I know I am.
I'm super excited. It is one of the most, I guess, like common and iconic meals in Germany, in pretty much any restaurant you go to, and one of my personal favorites.
I'm so excited. You ready for this?
I am.
Let's go. Okay, so this is actually 3 recipes, and like always, you can get all of the recipe totals in the info box or on my website at www.adventuresinEverydayCooking.com. But we're gonna make 3 things. We're gonna make the Jaeger sauce.
Yes.
We're gonna make the schnitzel, and we're gonna make German potato salad.
Oh, yes.
So let's start on the German potato salad first. So what we're gonna do is we need to get about 2 pounds of red potatoes boiled and ready to go. And I've already boiled the potatoes for us, so now we're just gonna put together our sauces. So if you want to, she's gonna go ahead and put the sauce together, and I'm gonna get the bacon rendering at the same time. So we're gonna try really hard not to talk over each other.
Yeah.
All right, so she's putting in the Dijon mustard.
A little bit of apple cider vinegar. A little bit of salt.
And
Sugar.
And then we're just gonna give that a little mixy mix. And in this pan, we have 12 ounces of already kind of cubed up sliced bacon. And we're just gonna render that until it is all crispy. And then we're going to use that sauce and that sauce to coat the potatoes. Looks good. All right, and then now we have to do a painstaking task of cutting the potatoes.
Oh, yes.
Oh. All right, here's my potatoes. Here's a knife. And so several people, we were watching some videos, and several people sliced them, and then some people kind of cut them into chunks. So I say we go with whatever you feel like cutting.
Yeah. I think they'll be good in just slices because they're kind of soft and warm when we're cutting them up, so they'll kind of break apart on their own anyway.
Sounds good to me. Now, you guys were stationed in Germany for 7 years, is that right?
Yep. 7 fantastic years.
And schnitzel was one of those things that you kind of like had to have weekly, right?
Yeah, it's a very common dish. Made with all kinds of different sauces.
And we found out that schnitzel can be made out of veal, pork, or chicken. And you've had all 3, right?
Pork and chicken mostly. I can't say that in any of the places we went to never had a veal schnitzel, but I'm sure it tastes great anyway.
By the way, this is not diet food. There's several sticks of butter, a whole pound of bacon. Like, this is fried food at its finest. It's gonna be amazing. And literally, she did. She jumped on a plane.
Yeah.
And she's here.
What, 2 days of us talking?
Yes, yes. And these potatoes took about 15 minutes to boil. And then, you know, you just kind of cut them up and we'll toss them together with all the other stuff. Everything, this meal, actually, we were really surprised when we were doing our research. We were really surprised at how quickly this meal comes together. I mean, the hardest part of this meal is crisping up this bacon and then doing that last fry of the schnitzel itself. I mean, and that was, it's really relatively a simple dish, which should make our insides scream with delight.
Oh, yes. having technical difficulties with these potatoes are warm.
They're very warm. Well, we had watched one video of someone cutting, I think it was Bobby Flay, right?
Yeah.
He was like, But he said that you needed to do them hot because the starch in the potato will cling to that dressing better.
Yeah.
So we want to listen to all of those advice, all of that advice that people give us.
Supply burn pretty later if you would.
Yeah. Like, I sent her home burned. Oh, I'm so sorry, Auntie.
It was self-inflicted.
That's right. It's for the good of the potato salad.
Yes.
Okay, so here we are. We are at the point where it's time for me to add in my onion.
That bacon looks fantastic.
And we're just going to turn the bacon just a little bit translucent. And then once it's translucent, I'm gonna pop in the garlic and then we're gonna put it all together. And that's already done. So while this is starting, let's start working on our pork.
Let's do it.
Now, I'm so silly. I ordered a pork loin and it came and it was teeny tiny, and so I was like, oh, that's too small. We want real big schnitzel. And then we watched a couple of videos and they used a pork loin. They just used large chunks of it.
Yeah.
So now I have schnitzel times 2,
yes.
but we're gonna use pork chops today. But you can use any cut of pork that you want. We're just gonna wanna pound it to about 1/4 of an inch. So, neither of us have ever pounded anything to 1/4 of an inch before. So, adventure on we will go. There's the pork there. And the reason is because we want it to cook kind of quickly and fast and not lose a lot of those juices, because we still want it to be crispy and juicy and delicious and amazing.
And not have any of the coating fall off either.
Yes. We want all the coating to stay on. And I am going to make mine gluten-free, and we're going to make everybody else's the regular glutinous kind that is going to be amazing. All right, so here we go. Ooh, and look at this over here. Oh my goodness.
It smells so good.
So delicious. All right, and now in goes my garlic. And we're just gonna saute the garlic in here for like 30 seconds to a minute. That's it, because I do not want to burn garlic. Burnt garlic is so bitter and disgusting.
Really? I can't say that I've ever burned garlic.
Oh, burnt garlic. If you accidentally burn garlic, you better start your recipe all over again.
Good to know.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the bowl. I'm gonna transfer all of our delicious bacon grease and all, because that's part of the sauce. And I'm actually gonna reserve this pan because this is what we're gonna make the Jaeger. The Jaeger sauce is gonna be delicious. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then I'll stir this up. And then you want to throw in those potatoes.
So I'll
Oh,
touch
pork,
the
just kidding.
potatoes.
I'm gonna do it. She's touching pork.
I am.
Whoa, look at that.
See, they're all
This-
just kind of falling apart and soft, so you'll have a mix of sliced and littler pieces of your potato salad.
Oh, wow. Smells so good. So one of the benefits about doing a hot German potato salad is, of course, no mayonnaise. This potato salad will actually get yummier as it sits on your picnic table or your buffet table, instead of, like sometimes mayonnaise gets a little funky and turns translucent and you're like, this is gross. But, oh,
That looks so good.
that looks so good. Okay, so this already had salt in it, so we're just gonna hit it with some fresh pepper
Yes.
and the parsley.
Fantastic.
That was terrible.
Yeah, you made a little bit of a mess, but that happens when you're cooking.
Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to taste this. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and store this back on the other, on the oven while we finish up. All right, next we're gonna start on this sauce. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the burner started one more time. We're gonna throw in 1/4 of a cup of butter. And we're gonna put in a chopped onion. So basically we're doing the same thing we already did, only for a sauce with mushrooms and garlic and balsamic vinegar and flour.
A little bit of flour.
Looking over there. What else?
Lots of good stuff. And of course it'll have that little bit of hint of bacon in there probably too, since we just used the pan for the salad.
And there was a couple of recipes that said that you could use that rendered bacon fat as your 1/4 of a cup of butter to start with.
Yeah.
But we were like, since there's all this bacon fat in the potato salad, maybe we'll save our arteries.
Just a little
bit.
Just a little.
And again, we're just gonna soften these. We're not gonna put a lot of color on them or anything because they'll continue to cook as we get the rest of the ingredients in the pan.
There we go. My impromptu arm workout is complete.
Yay! She didn't know she'd be in a workout.
No. That's okay.
All right, and now she is going to season them.
Yes, very generously. We've got some salt, some pepper, and some paprika sitting over here that we're going to coat both sides of these pork chops with.
And over on this side, my onions look really nice. So we are going to go ahead and add in our garlic, our mushrooms. This is 1 whole pound of baby Bella mushrooms, and another 1/4 of a cup of butter.
Oh yes.
All right, and we're just gonna wanna cook these down until they're about half the size of what they are now. So back here on the stove, I have our oil started because I figured it would take a while to get up to temperature. So I'm gonna go ahead and check the temp. Oh, not yet. It's getting there. It's getting there. We are just about done. I am so excited. Right, our oil is almost at temperature.
Yep.
So we're gonna go ahead and get our dredge ready to go.
Alright, so for our dredge, because I have technical difficulties, towel. Got some flour, open up and mix around these eggs, and we've got panko in that order.
Well, actually, it's just breadcrumbs.
Breadcrumbs. Oh,
You could use panko,
you could pan.
but this one's the breadcrumb recipe. For what I don't know what the difference is between the two, but I know that there's a difference between panko because it's a Japanese breadcrumb and regular breadcrumbs, but we're just using plain breadcrumbs today. All right, while she's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and add all of my seasonings. I have a pinch of sugar, some salt, some pepper, and some thyme that's going right into the pan. I'm also adding some flour. Now, we watched several videos where people were putting the flour in at this point, and some of them looked real gooey and sketchy, and then some of them were like they mixed really well. So ours looks real gooey and sketchy, but as soon as we add our broth, our beef broth, that should all like loosen up a little bit. And basically what we want to do is we just want to cook some of that rawness out of that flour, because flour is a raw product and technically you're supposed to cook it. Yeah. All right, so now we're gonna add in our beef broth. Okay, so now we're just gonna want to simmer this until it is nice and thick. So I'm gonna move this off to the side for a second so that we can go ahead and start dredging and get these into the fryer, because I think it's ready.
Yeah.
Okay, our oil is ready. Let's go ahead and dredge up a piece and get one frying. And I am going to take my close camera and actually get her frying this piece on the close camera. So it's gonna be exciting. All right, now that this sauce is nearly at its completion, we're gonna add a very small amount of balsamic vinegar. And then we're just gonna let it sit there and finish while we fry up these schnitzel. So exciting. Are we ready to fry this thing? I think that sauce is nice and thick. It looks divine. I'll taste it for salt in just a moment. And actually, this has not taken us very long. We have only been recording for about 45 minutes, and lunch is about 5 minutes away. How exciting. Like, I didn't know it was gonna be this easy, did you? No, it's so cool. Okay, here we go. We have our oil is nice and hot, and we are gonna drop away from us.
Yes.
And we're only gonna let that cook for like, what was it, 2 minutes? And then turn it over?
Yeah, it was anywhere between 2 and 3 minutes each side. As you can
Look,
see,
you can already see it getting
some of these edges are
brown.
already browning really nicely.
Hopefully our oil is still not too hot. I guess I can check the oil temp real quick. Well, our oil is still great temperature, so we're doing great. Oh my goodness, do you think it's time to flip?
I do, because I can see this top
Look at that
nicely as well.
brown.
Just flip it just a little bit.
Wow, look at how amazing. Look at how amazing.
Fabulous golden brown that we're going for,
Right.
and time to take it out. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Perfectly done.
Oh my goodness.
We're going to set it over here on some paper towels, let it rest, get some of that excess oil off.
Okay, and like every good chef, we are gonna try to air fry one of these schnitzels as well. So I'm gonna put my schnitzel directly on the rack, and I am going to spray oil all over it, and then I'm going to turn it over and spray again. And then we are gonna get this into the air fryer at 375 for about 9 minutes. So I'm gonna hit custom. 9 minutes, 375, and go. Okay, the timer just went off, and look, it is so crispy. Now, I did not flip it in the middle because it wasn't quite crispy enough yet, but it definitely needs to be flipped over. So let's go ahead and flip it. And I think I'm gonna put it in for another, I don't know, let's try another 9 minutes, and then I'll temp it, because it's definitely not done yet. Dun, dun, dun! Look at that! Oh my goodness. So I'm super impressed with what this looks like, and the crunchy factor is high. It is very good. So I'm gonna cut into it so you can hear the crunch. You hear that? Hear that? Looks good. Pork is done on the inside, and we will put it up here to eat. Air fryer. Hold on. Air fryer is amazing. Valid. All right, and those of you who are wondering about gluten-free, check this out. It crisped up amazingly, and let's just, oh yeah, nice and crispy, gluten-free, definitely an option in the air fryer. Okay, check out our beautiful schnitzel. Yes. In less than an hour, we have made a traditional German dinner. Oh my goodness, look at how beautiful.
It's fantastic, and
oh,
the coating stayed.
Yes,
that's the
we
important
were
part.
kind of worried that the coating would float off, but the coating stayed really, really well. All right, and now our beautiful sauce. Maybe I should get a ladle or some kind of spoonish.
Yes. So we can get all the goodies out of the pan.
And oh my Lanta.
That's like the perfect consistency.
Oh, wow, we rock.
I'm so excited.
We rock right now. Like, this is amazing. We're gonna taste it together on camera and give our critique. Okay, I'm gonna taste my potatoes first.
Yeah? I think I'm gonna cut into the schnitzel.
Okay, here we go.
It is falling apart.
Ooh. I love potato salad. German potato salad is just delicious.
A bite-sized bite.
It's
here.
like, so, that vinegar is awesome in it.
Is it?
Yes. Here we go. Oh, my turn, my turn.
It's pretty much almost exactly how I remember it.
Oh my goodness, so
It's
exciting.
absolutely amazing. The pork is super tender. The coating still has that nice crunch, even though I was losing a piece as I was picking it up to eat it. And then that sauce. It has a little bit of a creaminess to it, and with the flavor of the mushrooms in there, it is pretty much exactly how I remember.
Oh, give me 5. Wow. This is a good meal. In 45 minutes to an hour, you can turn out this.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And the flavors are all, I mean, it was not complex flavors.
No, by
There
any
was
means.
there was nothing special that we had to go to the store for. It was all things that are like usually pantry staples, and wow, I'm impressed. This is really good. So you're gonna make this for your mom and brother and dad maybe at home whenever you get home?
Absolutely. I told her we were doing this, and she's actually, I think, very much expecting me to come home and make it.
That's right. Mm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that potato salad turned out really nicely.
Mm. It's so crunchy.
That's the idea.
So crunchy. That is so phenomenally good. Well, you guys, that's it for this adventure. We had a ton of fun making this German food for you, and we're gonna have a ton of fun eating it right now. So, if you enjoyed that video, give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. Please give Sydney some love. She came all the way from South Carolina. Seriously, she did. All the way from South Carolina just to make schnitzel with me. That's love. So anyway, we'll see you guys on the next adventure. All right?